Now, now it's saying no. Go figure, guys.
Go figure, go figure. That's just crazy.
One thing it says we have the perfect streaming, and then we get to the next and it says you have poor streaming.
Yeah, give me a minute here to pull all this stuff down.
He's trying to make our chat where we can see it. We already got a lot of people.
Whoa.
What was that? A lot of people clicking in, and we can't read the chat till he gets through playing around. How y'all been?
I'm getting there with it. Give me a minute.
People on Facebook want to know what Danny did.
Uh-oh.
What did you do? He keeps doing stuff.
There it comes. Now. It just takes a while. This computer is so slow, and it's so cloudy here, it ain't even funny.
And our new webcam looks weird. We ain't figured out what it is.
Yeah, we ain't figured out the webcam yet.
It looks like our ceiling's circled. It looks like we're dark. Whatever.
Maybe, I don't know.
Hello, everybody. So, I'm Wanda. This is Danny. We are Deepsouth Homestead, and y'all, it's been one of them days.
It has really been one of those days.
Y'all see this? I had to play nurse.
Still bleeding.
You gonna tell them what happened? Not the first time this week.
This ain't the first time this week something's happened. I'm in too big of a hurry, I guess.
I don't know. I have been married to him for going on 8 years come July next year. And he hardly ever hurts himself doing anything. In the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, I don't know how many thumbs and fingers he's whacked with a hammer.
Yep.
How many times he scratched his arm or cut himself with something. Now he's done this today, and one day this week you got, this was, he put a screw through his finger. I go figure how he did that.
Oh, it is what it is.
Well, hey, is it SCO Patterson says he just learned about us from American Homestead. Oh, all right. Zach's a good guy.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know much about American Homestead? Go check him out. He did a whole, several seasons, didn't he?
Yeah.
He and his wife Jamie moved off grid. He done seasons of them showing their homestead and how they set it up and how they worked it, and it's almost like a TV show, isn't it?
Just about.
One episode after another. So, and Zach's wife Jamie passed away recently from cancer, and so he's on his own, and he's back on YouTube again. They're saying ouch.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, just been one of those weeks, you know what I mean? I knew at the beginning of the week that we probably was going to have a storm. Matter of fact, I told Wanda probably last week that we was going to have a storm coming up in here in the Gulf.
Yeah, because he keeps saying it's not going to end. It's not going to end.
I kept telling him, I said, this is never going to stop. And we had a couple of days of cool weather, so I was like, you know what? Now is the time to put the covering on the greenhouse. It was cool. It wasn't windy. Bad anyway. And we just jumped out there and put it on because I figured maybe the storms are over, but then not so.
Thank you, Mimsy. Yeah, our internet is showing green 1 minute, yellow 1 minute, and red 1 minute. So it's going to buffer probably. It's kind of hard to say.
It is. It's just real cloudy. It's the wind's blowing. It's cloudy, and it's just not good weather for anything really.
Yeah, and we've had last night, yesterday.
Last night.
When did it start raining yesterday?
Yesterday evening, rather it was after dark, and then last night.
No, we could still see it rained some while it was in the afternoon.
Just showered.
Yeah, but we could see it in the pond.
We could see it hitting the pond. What did I do with the rattlesnake, Donna? I dug a hole and buried him.
Yeah, we don't need any more projects around here, so there were no hat bands and stuff.
No.
That's just not Danny. If he could make it, he wouldn't wear it, so there's no point.
Well, I mean, I don't have a reason to. I don't care about anything like that. I mean, I don't see any need in it. It doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't need stuff like that, so we just
Yeah.
got rid of it because we don't want anybody to get bit or something with it, because they say they still have poison after.
Oh,
they die.
yeah. The poison's still viable even after they're dead.
So we didn't want
Yeah.
that. Whew.
Hello to y'all from Arkansas. Old 10 vendors
51.
51 here.
That's Jenny. Yeah, and so we put up the video with Danny, and we did not show him killing the snake, because I didn't even see that.
No.
I just heard him shooting, and I wondered what in the world is he after now. So I always usually go check when he shoots, and he was standing there with this huge snake. And when he says barefooted, everybody automatically assumes barefooted, no shoes. When he says that, Danny's talking about house shoes or me in flip-flops. He calls that barefooted.
Yeah.
He's not saying we go around with no shoes on. I do on occasion, but for the most part when I go outside I put my shoes on. But he calls my shoes barefooted, just saying. Yeah. And his shoes, if he don't have on good tennis shoes and work boots, he says he's barefooted.
Country Homestead Preacher asked about what I think about a straight pipe versus just a spillway. I think the pipe is a better deal. We're going to put a pipe in our pond. It's just a matter of just going and buying it and getting it done. I have the dirt already piled up for it and stuff like that. I just got to go purchase the pipe. I'm probably going to go with one 20-inch pipe instead of, I was going to put two 15s, but I think I'm just going to do one big 20-inch pipe. And I think it'd be a lot easier to do that. So we'll probably be doing that.
How's the cow? Dixie is just waiting, trying our patience.
She's just still hanging in there.
We thought she was due in September, y'all. This is the end of October.
Keep on. Her and Dolly's going to have a calf about the same time.
We know Dolly is going to have one probably around Christmas.
Yeah.
So we're beginning to wonder, is Dixie waiting to... We're going to have two babies at one time. We have no...
Well, maybe we'll have a Thanksgiving one and a Christmas one.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
I hope she don't go much longer. She's pretty good size.
Looks like she's going to bust. And for the question for y'all asking earlier, it is pecans. I do have pecans to snack on tonight.
And Wanda's not eating anything.
Wanda's not eating anything because she ate hers before we started.
I had a piece of lemon cake that I had made, a month or so ago, and I sliced it up and I wrapped it in plastic wrap and stuck it in Ziplocs and froze it. So when I want a piece of lemon cake, I just take one slice out. So that's what I had earlier. With the snake, I was going to say, I've got pictures, and I don't know. Yeah, I did put snake. I put one picture up.
Okay.
I did have it, and I put a thing where we can tell where it is. All right, so this is the end of the snake. I intended to put this in the video, and I forgot. But that way you can see what a rattlesnake looks like up close with the, what do you call them? The rattlers and all. And he was probably, if I could probably put my hand around him, my fingers, right?
No, you probably wouldn't have been able to put your fingers all the way around him.
All the way?
They wouldn't have touched. You could have put them around him, but you couldn't have made them touch.
He was very big around. And where he was at is where we walk all the time. And
I mean, all the time.
And Danny keeps the leaves raked in that area.
Usually, but I didn't at that time. They had fallen.
Yeah,
and the whole ground was covered up in leaves after a couple of days.
Yeah.
And I usually, like Wanda said, I usually keep them raked out of the way.
He rakes like 2 to 3 times a week, keeping them out of the front of the shop. And so that was like 1 to 2 days he had not raked. And he's pretty religious with raking, because if we don't, we would have 4 foot of leaves under the shop.
We would. The leaves would be everywhere.
And so he usually does that, so that was just kind of unusual. And so that's the first rattlesnake we've seen in, what, nearly 3 years?
Yeah.
It's been a while, so it's not like we have them a lot.
Devo says, Dan, my beets have been growing all summer. They're still green. Should I pull them up? Well, they may be already done gone to be woody by now. I would pull one up and test it. If they're at least 2 inches in diameter, I would pull them up, no matter what. If they're 2 inches, I would pull them up.
Yeah. Somebody said they were trying to figure out what kind of cake they wanted to make with duck eggs. Well, I'm telling you, there's a pound cake. I don't know how exactly, but it's a butter pound cake, the one that makes a good crust across the top. I bet them eggs would make a good pound cake. Now, I don't know with all the. This is what I did today. There's 14 jars of white sweet potatoes, and then I baked nine spaghetti squash. Now the spaghetti squash are in the fridge, and I will deal with them tomorrow. But I've been on my feet all day with the sweet potatoes after we went to town.
After we hauled off a load. Well, today was the only day probably this year that we know of.
The only one we knew about.
That we knew about anyway. That they would take paint and chemicals and all kinds of stuff like that at the dump. They had a special thing set up for all that stuff. So we took the opportunity to clean up everything we had around Deep South Homestead, old paint cans and stuff like that. We loaded the truck full this morning and we headed to the dump at about 8 o'clock this morning. And we got there and boy, there were people everywhere, unloaded stuff.
Yeah, they were dumping paint and stuff in something and it smelled.
Boy, it smelled too. And I took off a bunch of batteries. I had probably 8 or 10 batteries I took in there. I told them, I said, I'm just cleaning the place up. I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff. So we took a load to the garbage place. Took some garlic to a young lady. Worked at a hardware store. She asked me could she have some, and I told her yes. I'd bring her some next time I come to town. So we did that.
And we're going to be taking some sweet potatoes to one lady in the bank next week.
Yep.
So.
And guys, that's how you create relationships amongst town people, like where we live at. We go to the bank, we take sweet potatoes to an elderly lady in the bank who works there. You create friends by doing that. We met friends while we were in the bank. I mean, they come to our house. You know, we just fellowship with people. We give people stuff all the time, and that way, you know, you just create a good name in your town.
Somebody asked how much more am I going to be putting up. My goal each year with sweet potatoes is to put up at least close to 75 to 100 jars. And I'm not sure, Danny hasn't counted to see how many jars I've put up yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm at the 75 or really close. And
I don't know, I'll have to look and see.
My goal this year, since we have so many sweet potatoes, and we've been giving sweet potatoes
my field over here, I went over there this morning and dug. I didn't even pick them up out of the field. They're just piled up in the field over here, just laying down the rows. I mean, some of them are as big as a small football.
And see, I'm canning those. So my goal this year is to can as many as I can. If I could get 150 jars, that would be awesome, because next year we probably are not going to plant as many if I have a stash. We're trying to get a stash going here where we can back off on some things and work with other things. It's kind of a rotational thing.
Yeah, we're going to try to cut back. We've got so much done this year on purpose, and hopefully we're going to be able to cut back some next year.
Bethany said my photography is fabulous. I am working on it, y'all. I love to be able to make pretty pictures and do all kinds of stuff.
You just got images, and I don't know what that means.
They're just images. I'm just telling you. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up on pictures.
Okay.
And talk about them as we get time to talk
We'll talk about them as we go, okay.
Can you substitute one duck egg for one chicken egg? Not sure of sizing. Yeah, usually duck eggs are bigger than chicken eggs.
Duck eggs are a little bit richer than chicken eggs.
Yeah, they're very rich.
They're very rich.
Oh, thank you, TC Gaming. That's awesome.
Yeah.
With a duck egg, they're very rich and they're bigger. So if it calls for 2 eggs, 2 chicken eggs, I would think 1 duck egg would probably work. But you know, if your duck eggs are kind of small, I would substitute 1 and 1. That's the way I would do it.
Yeah. Okay, let's start off with image number 1. Let me just see what it is, because I don't even have a clue what she has on here, guys. I just came in here.
Let me see where we're at. Image.
Which one is this? Oh!
Yo, we are still harvesting butter peas. We, as in me. Not Danny. Danny was working on something else. I forgot what. You were working on my greenhouse.
Yeah, I was working on the greenhouse. I drove by the where the beans were, and I just told her when she come down there, because she was going to come paint. I said, you might want to go pick those butter peas. I said, because those things are really filled out nice. And
they were beautiful, y'all. And I've got a video, hopefully next week coming up. This is one plant. Look how many are hanging on one plant. And I thought they were about done, and I was going to leave them for seed. And I picked a handful of them the other day to make a dish with okra that I put on Crazy Days, if y'all want to go check that out. And I was just going to leave all of them, and Danny come through and says, you might want to go pick butter peas. Oh, do we have any questions?
not yet that I see.
Okay.
This is the, we don't actually know up there. I think they're Satsumas.
No, tangerines. They're
Tangelos.
Like Tangelos or something.
They came from a tangelo tree that I had. We planted the seed. Let me put it this way. Let me see. How many years ago has that been? Probably 10, 12?
At least 12 to 14
12
years.
to 14 years ago, my wife that passed away used to just throw the seeds from a tangelo tree we had here off of the deck. After we done it, well, some trees just kept coming up. Well, I left one of them. And this is the first 2 that it has bore in the last, I don't know, 12 to 14 years, something like that. But it was amazing. I didn't even know they were on there. Wanda, because I just don't even look no more. It just, you know.
Yeah, I just happened to see them. And Scratch Made Homestead was here that weekend before. And when I said something, Leslie said, oh, yeah, Danny, or D2 we call him, saw them. And I said, why didn't he say something? Because I didn't know they were on there. And this is the orange tree. Isn't that beautiful?
Look at that. All the Louisiana oranges on that tree. Hello, Lillian Doolittle. This tree, we thought we had lost it a couple of years ago. We thought we had lost it. A lot of it froze back, but it just keeps on Cadillacing. Guys, I highly encourage people, if you're in the South, to plant you a Louisiana orange.
Yeah, it does awesome. Yeah, if you could put your questions in caps or something if you want us to see them, because lots of times people are talking to each other in the chat, and it's hard for us to distinguish if you're asking us something or somebody else in the chat.
Right.
Now this is the greenhouse, and y'all look at the pretty color I've got going in there. I just think it's awesome to walk in and see flowers in this greenhouse. And let me show you, because we did not know exactly what it was. And I got let's see, where did I stick it? Oh, right there.
Right there.
I got to go back down one. It is a cosmos. I thought it was, but I had not seen the plant, and I didn't know the cosmos plants got that big. I didn't know they looked like that. So, you know, it was just wait and see, basically. So Danny's greenhouse has cosmos and what was it? Zinnias.
Zinnias.
Yes, we have some zinnias in there too. So we've got some prettiness in Danny's greenhouse. All right, so that's those.
Danny, what about growing another crop of okra over the winter in 9A? Okra loves hot weather, so I'm not sure if it would get warm enough for it or not, to be honest.
That is Danny's
Cabbage.
cabbage.
I put them in some pots just to see how they would do. And these things, I mean, they were tiny when I put them in there. And guys, these things in the last couple of weeks has took off.
They're doing great. And I was going to see, I don't know if I went backwards or forwards. Yeah, this is his broccoli, and it's on the left-hand side of his greenhouse.
North side.
And it is doing awesome. I mean, this broccoli is doing really good. Then, let's see, what else have I got going here?
Oh, we have another pineapple.
Danny and I have been eating a little bit. We're very sparse with the pineapple that we had out in the front on the hugel bed. This one's in the greenhouse, and we're hoping for it to turn and taste just
We
as
hope
good.
it. I hope at some point it will turn before it gets too cold. Vicki, we do not have any avocados.
No, that's something I have not tried to do.
I used to grow them, but now look at this Satsuma here. This is an Owari Satsuma. That thing is as big as a softball.
Well, I'm going to show you. Look at my hand. It fills my hand up. That is a huge, huge Satsuma.
That thing is huge. And it's not just one of them on the tree. There's several of them
Oh,
on
no,
there.
there's 2 trees, and there's probably 8 or 10 on each tree, right?
Right.
I think.
Bridges CWR. I don't have any grapefruit. They always have them for sale here in Stone County at the Walmart in Stone County in the wintertime, because I've looked at them there a lot of times and said, well, maybe I should get me a grapefruit, but I don't really eat grapefruit, so.
I love grapefruit. I could eat it just about every day. What's a good winter crop? Mustard greens, turnip greens.
Broccolis, cabbages, turnips, kale.
Kale, yeah.
Yeah, anything. Brussels sprouts, any of that stuff.
In the garden again wants to know, they're in North Carolina Zone 8. Would orange trees grow there?
Well, we're in Zone 8.
Mm-hmm.
And they grow here, so.
It's according to how cold you get in the winter.
Yeah, they can't go below. If it goes below 20 degrees, you need to have them covered up. And we've had to cover ours quite a few times.
Yeah. And we have had some of them freeze. Now, we've lost several lemon trees outside.
Lemon trees we've lost quite a few of, yes.
Thank you, M99.
Thank you, M99. Jesus loves us all. Thank you for making videos. You're more than welcome. We appreciate it.
If y'all have citrus, avocados should work. Yes.
I think so.
I went into my greenhouse this morning and something came in and deposited small yellowish pellet looking things all over the base of the trunk of her lettuce. What kind of creature lays that?
Oh, yellow pellet looking things.
And Bethany wants to know, what does that taste like? You're going to have to ask me what tastes like so I know what you're saying.
What do we fertilize our citrus plants with and when? We just have, we got a bag that's called citrus fertilizer. I don't actually know all that's in it. I just know it's made for citrus trees, and that's what we use.
And if Bethany's asking about the Satsumas, because somebody's saying a Tatsuma. Satsuma is S-A-T-U-M-A.
S-A-T-S-U-M-A.
Yeah, Satsuma. It's like a tangerine or a tangelo or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, basically. It's just.
I don't know what that yellow looking deposited stuff would be on.
We've got a lot of creatures coming in mine.
Just hit the arrow on it in the middle of that.
Okay. Now, have we ever grown mangoes? No.
I grew a mango tree one time, and I really didn't have a greenhouse or a way to take care of it at the time, and it froze and died on me.
Yeah. So I don't remember what number I was on. That was the pineapple. Okay.
That was the...
Okay, so we're right here. Y'all, we
carrots.
have carrots. Our carrots are looking awesome. We have them in 2 beds.
We have 2 beds of them on each side of our greenhouses. They are just coming up, I mean, thick as they can be.
Yeah. And how do y'all like the greenhouses now? The white versus the black. Just looking at them, which one do you like the best so far? Which I don't have a whole lot of Danny's up, but which greenhouse do y'all like the looks of right now? I guess would be it. What do you run for a bee electric fencer? And did you tell about the pH on the citrus trees?
The citrus trees are just like any other trees. They need a pH of around 6.5 to 7. 6.8, I'm sorry, 6.8 to 7. They do best in that range. What do you run for an electric fencer? Gallagher makes probably one of the best out on the market. Patriot is another one that makes a good one. Ours is good for about 15 miles of fence, and it'll literally whack weeds off and everything. So you definitely don't want to be touching ours.
How are the bananas doing? I didn't get a picture of the bananas, but they're still there, and they're still about yay big. And
well, this rain should have made them.
It should help this week.
It should help. Yeah.
We probably, if it'll not turn really cold, we need a good month on the bananas, I would think.
Yeah.
Do pests usually bother ginger leaves?
Not usually.
Not the leaves, but something will eat
mice,
the ginger
mice
underground.
will eat. Mice or voles will eat the ginger underground.
And when you dig it up, you'll have a paper shell and nothing inside it. They don't eat the outer shell of the ginger, but they will eat the inside. I lost a lot of mine that way. They're saying white, white, white. They like the white.
Like what?
The greenhouse, black.
Oh. So far, let me say this. So far, the white greenhouse has stayed 10 degrees hotter than the black one has.
But in defense of it, it doesn't have fans blowing, and it didn't have doors or anything else, and it's not totally finished. Where Danny's does have a fan, but still, it, for whatever reason, yours is cooler, you know. And we were thinking just the opposite. So, I don't know. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, this is my greenhouse, one side of it. Y'all can see the beams in the background are getting pretty tall. Some tomatoes, and then the English peas are up. I don't know if I put a picture or not of that. The English peas, let me look and see. Nope, that's okra.
That is the bush okra now.
We have okra growing in my greenhouse that is like
that stuff
awesome.
Is fine, and it ain't tough, it ain't hard. You did leave one today, you know that, a long one.
Well, it's not the one that I intended to leave
this
for
one's
soon.
about 8 to 10 inches long.
Well, I missed one.
Matter of fact, it's that one.
Well, I thought I got all those.
Nope.
All right.
I saw it when I was in there.
This is, y'all, that is the 8-foot mark.
Right there's the one you didn't get.
Okay, I didn't see that one. That is the 8-foot mark in our greenhouse, and that's only two plants, right?
That's 2 plants, and then it's above the 8-foot board up there.
All right, ask about the greenhouse from the inside. See who likes fruits or veggies more. Yeah, mine has more veggies and Danny's has more fruits at the moment. Now his peppers are still going strong.
Yeah, do I have snake-proof boots? I have leggings if I want to wear them, but other than that, no, I don't. I never worry about it.
Brother, we do not need another storm. Laura and Delta kicked our butts. Yeah, Cajun Homestead.
Cajun Homestead, you're right, and it looks like we're going to get it probably starting Wednesday or so. They're saying we could get it again.
Yeah. How do I keep everything from getting too hot? Well, right now Danny's got both vents on the ends up, and he's got them open, but they're not.
Yeah.
There's no electricity to make the fans run, and so and he's got the 2 little fans up in the greenhouse, but again, no electricity.
No electricity yet.
So
I'm trying to get the doors put on it before that storm gets in here.
Yeah, and I planted everything thinking it was going to cool off. Well, it's 2020. Nothing works like it's supposed to.
Nothing works like it's supposed to. It's never going to cool off. Let's see.
But that's the okra that I harvested today. Plus one more, Danny says, about that size. And y'all, all of this is tender. It doesn't get hard till it gets way bigger than this. And this, I mean, that's just an awesome little meal for us right there on 2 plants.
Ricky's asking, do we have to water every day in your greenhouse? I'm thinking about getting one. I'm in Florida. Yes, we water every day. Matter of fact, I did it just a while ago before I come in the house. But it doesn't take long. That's one thing about it.
And that's our banana tree.
Yes.
Now, one of our subscribers sent us 3 or 4.
3 of them.
3 miniature banana trees, and this one is almost to reach the 8-foot mark in the greenhouse, and the 2 that are out at the cabin, are they even a foot tall?
No, they're not even a foot tall at the cabin. This thing here is already 6 feet tall.
And this one, the base of this one is as big around
Big as your leg.
Yeah, and the ones over at the cabin are probably, maybe if they're an inch in diameter or half an inch.
Oh, they're little tiny things. We'll do a video showing them here before long.
Really crazy the differences in a greenhouse is making as opposed to outside.
Do we have rainwater catchment on the greenhouse? Nope, we don't have any rainwater catchment on the greenhouse. We had thought about putting it on there, but the well is right at the greenhouse, so it really wouldn't benefit us.
Any
to do
catfish fishing soon? Not yet, but they're pretty
tell you
good
what,
size.
Me and Wanda sit and look at them, and they're big enough to eat. Some of them are, so the day may present itself here pretty soon.
If we were hungry enough and didn't have anything, but we want them to get bigger, because we only put 40 in there. We don't know how many we have in there. We know how many we put in there. Have you added more bait fish to the pond?
Since you added those fish? Yeah, we put 400 more minnows in it. We were going to do some this week, but we were so busy we didn't get around to it. What is the best kind of tomato to grow in Zone 9B, Central Florida? I have yet to get a good crop except for the burpy grape tomatoes. Try the celebrity hybrids. Now, not the heirloom, but the hybrids. They are VFN, they're nematode resistant. They got all kind of disease resistances going on with them. And we've had some pretty good luck with the hybrid celebrities.
Grandma Rose wants to know, with the storm, are we going to pick all those oranges? No.
No.
If the storm blows them off, then we will get them. But we're hoping to leave everything, because if it's just a tropical storm, unless we get a tornado, we'll be okay. Mainly the sugar cane, and we were going to sell some more sugar cane, but we can't get boxes.
The post office, we can't. We've ordered boxes and ordered boxes. We can't get any boxes in to ship with. So, if anybody wants sugar cane and you want to just drive here, it's $1 a stalk. You have some of it's 10 feet long. Looks like now.
It would be a good deal if you.
It'd be a good deal if you live close by and you could drive. It'd be a good deal, and I'll sell however much you want.
Yeah, because we're going to make some cane syrup, but it's too hot, and we can't make syrup till it cools off. So again, we're just in a sitting mode. We use catfish food in the pond, and then we do add some minnows to it, especially to the bass.
Yeah,
the
bass.
The minnows in the front are just
they're going wild. They're multiplying like crazy.
Yeah, we love watching the minnows in the front because they almost look like they're jumping out of the water constantly, and it's just orange everywhere, and we've got a whole bunch in the front. But the back, you put minnows in there, the bass take them in 3 to 5 days, they're gone. Y'all, I'm near Covington, Louisiana, and there's a real fresh, cool breeze tonight. Enough of that, and that Gulf low will push east, hopefully into the Atlantic. Yes.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, it's already cooled off here.
I feel a cool breeze blowing through the window right here. I mean, occasionally it puffs in here.
Cul-de-sac says the live stream keeps backing up and replaying like a video. Y'all, we've had internet weirdness for a week here, so I don't know.
It's been really weird. We had a jalapeno plant loaded with flowers all summer and still is not a single pepper.
Wow.
Sounds like a pollinator issue, but I can't say. I mean, we've got...
Wow, Cul-de-sac says she's seeing butter peas for the 4th time now. And see, that was way on back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's doing that. We need perch. I've heard of perch.
Well, perch is just a brown.
Oh, is it the same thing?
The same
okay,
thing.
So we got those.
You got sun perch, and you got different kinds of perch. They're all just brown.
Do you ever watch Mary's Nest? She uses succomat. That's dehydrated cane juice. Now, I've seen Mary's Nest before. I just don't watch hardly anybody on a regular basis. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have plenty of cane juice before long. But if anybody wants some sugar cane, just let us know. Email us at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com, so we'll make arrangements.
Sinclair says, I'm getting 2 and 3 pound catfish out of my pond. Lots of them, and I don't even eat them.
Oh, man, Sinclair.
Oh.
You're going to have to learn how to ship them to South Mississippi.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, talking about shipping, Ms. Wanda had some stuff shipped here. We bought chicken.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video, so don't give my whole video away.
I won't.
I was really highly surprised with this chicken, and I will tell you it was Purdue, and I'm going to do a video this week, and we eat some, and we really liked it.
Really liked
and
it.
was really shocked because we didn't get to do meat birds this year. By the time the gathering was supposed to happen, we were going to wait till after that. By that time, he had decided to do a greenhouse. The gathering didn't happen. We've been busy all year, and COVID happened, and you couldn't hardly get meat birds.
Oh, I know, you couldn't get nothing.
So we just didn't do it. So I had to find a new source, and I do believe I found the source. It was really good, and we'll do a video on it and talk about it maybe this week. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see how the storm goes. We may video the storm. Who knows? We'll see what
It
happens.
probably ain't going to be much of a storm. We don't ever get rain.
Well, we got
yesterday.
we got 1.25 inches yesterday. Of course, I didn't put no water in the pond, but it
was nice watching.
It muddied it up.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's about it.
How can you pollinate a bell pepper plant that they dug up a month ago that's putting on flowers?
Just thump it. Take your finger and go up there and just thump it. Or take an electric toothbrush and vibrate the limb on it a little bit. Just kind of take your hand and bump it around a little.
That's the best way for peppers?
Yeah, that way to work. Either that or open it up and let the bees have it.
Alright.
Never learned. I never learned to enjoy fishing. All I caught was weeds, rubbish, and wormy perch.
Yeah, I've never been a fisherman. I like to watch the water, and I love to watch people fish because they get such a thrill out of it. But Danny's going to teach me how to fish. I've got my own rod and reel.
Got her own rod and reel, got her own tackle box, everything. We're going to teach this girl how to catch fish.
And I'm going to be excited when I get my first fish. Even if it's a little bitty one, which I'll throw back. But, you know, I want to be able to fish. And I want to sit on my own pier and fish in my own pond. So we're hoping that happens sometime in the future.
Yes.
Somebody said that their papa caught an alligator gar.
I've actually caught a lot of alligator gars before. They're very fun to catch and wrestle. I've actually had them go through the water so fast that it's like an old grinnell. They'll just run right out on the bank with you.
Alright, Spitfire says to watch Reed Trimmer. He's the best weather analyzer she's ever seen and predicted all the storms so accurate and has Zeta pegged out. Okay, does he have it pegged out in Mississippi? That's all I need to know.
That's one of the ones I've been watching.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember I told you way back about 2 weeks ago that this storm was predicted to come here?
That's what is mine a Zebco? I don't know what kind you got.
No, you got a Shakespeare.
What's a Shakespeare? I've heard of Zebco.
It's just a type of reel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn. I don't know. Lippy went to talking one day about some kind of stuff, and her and Danny and Buddy were going on, and it's over my head. I don't know nothing about fishing and what. Oh, I know it's because I picked up those big old sinkers.
Yeah.
They look like giant.
Yeah.
Cannonballs. Oh, not good.
I love sitting back just with I used to love just sitting back with a cane pole on the bank of a creek. The only thing I remember was having to fight the moccasins off. When I caught the fish and had them on a stringer, you had to always be paying attention because if you didn't, the moccasins would come up there and try to get them.
But nobody hardly goes fishing anymore like on just an off place. They
Everybody-
own their own place, or they go to a professional reservoir.
You can't go to the creeks anymore around here because people have all the land leased up, and you can't get in there to them. And all the lakes that used to let you come in and pay to fish, now they've turned them into resort areas, and people own all the land around them, so you can't.
Yeah,
you know.
everything's a resort now.
Yeah.
Nothing's like it used to be. Yeah, I've been telling we needed to just go to the, is it called a reservoir?
Yeah.
Out from Wiggins, we have Flint Creek, but it's just taking time to go there. And when we go there, we've got to go buy.
We got to go buy licenses and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, I've never.
He did that one time, right after we married. He bought license and went out there because my dad was out there, and him and my dad fished, and that was the only time you use that
And
license.
the game warden checked me that day.
He thought he was running from. Oh, I gotta tell this story.
You gotta tell this story on me. You gotta tell this story on me.
We went out to the lake because my mom and dad were out there. They had rented a little cabin, and Danny ran by Walmart, right? Went to Walmart.
Yeah.
And he bought his license because he says, just as sure as I get out there, they'll try to check me. So he ran and got his license, and we got there, and Mom and I are in this little cabin sitting there, and we go out and put everything out on the back deck, and my dad...
For a meal.
Yeah, for a meal. And my dad and Danny are down there fishing off the back deck down at the reservoir, and all of a sudden, Dad comes up and he starts to grill. Well, he left Danny down there fishing, and Dad finally got everything done, and he hollered at Danny and he said, "Son, it's time to eat if you're ready." And Danny says, "All right, I'll be there in a minute." And Danny comes up the back steps.
I had to go to the bathroom.
When he did, he just went in the back door and went to the bathroom. And the front steps, it had steps both ways. There was a game warden came up the other side of the steps, and he looked at us and he said, "Where's the guy that was just right there?" I was like, he went to the bathroom. He thought I was lying. So he said, "Well, tell him to come out." I said, "Okay, he'll be back in just a minute. We're fixing to eat." I didn't know what he wanted. And my dad, being my dad, he goes, "Well, son, just have a seat. We fixing to eat. You want to eat with us?" And he invited him to eat.
Yeah.
And the game warden just kind of stood there for a minute. And so Danny come walking out, and he goes, "Oh, well, hey," what was his name?
Jeff.
Jeff.
He had just been in our house 2 or 3 days before.
2 days before.
Yeah.
And he looked at Danny and he says, "Oh, it's you." He said, "Well, I was going to ask to see your license. I thought you were running from me." And Danny says, "No, I didn't see you." He said, "I just had to go to the bathroom." And so Jeff and Danny get to talking, and Danny starts pulling his wallet out to show him the license. He says, No, I don't need to see your license." Danny says, "You go and see my license." And he shows him. And then he ends up staying and eating.
Yeah, he stayed eating.
And then his friend pulls up and comes in, and he
just walked through the house. He didn't even knock or nothing.
No, he walked right through.
Yeah.
Made my mom mad. She was kind of upset.
Yeah.
But Danny almost got in trouble for going to the bathroom.
I almost got in trouble for going to the bathroom. They thought I was running from the law.
It was funny.
Yep.
Somebody said if you threw a catfish in a cesspool, it would multiply.
Uh,
Well, our catfish are doing good. They're getting really pretty good size. Danny, did you skin the rattlesnake? No,
Nope.
we buried it.
I took it and buried it. I've killed so many of them things around here, I don't even.
Years ago, not in the last 8 years, you killed one.
Well, 8 years I killed two. I killed 2.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
In 8 years. Now
before that, I killed 20. I think that's 26 or 27 of them I killed before then.
And then we had water moccasins. You've killed several.
I've killed several water moccasins. I have a gas fireplace with a flue surrounded by sheetrock, and the chimney is siding. Would it be suitable for converting to wood stove insert? They always show exposed stovepipes with wood stoves. If you have if you get the insulated pipe, you can probably do it with the insulated pipe. Especially the one that's called metal bestus. It's a real thick, heavy pipe, and it's expensive, but if you use a metal Bestus pipe, you probably could do it. Because the pipe doesn't even get hot on the outside, to be honest with you. And I'm not talking about triple wall pipe. I'm talking about, it's called metal Bestus. It's stainless steel pipe.
Yeah. Alright, so Danny and I are going to spend the night at the cabin tonight. We're going to enjoy ourselves for a little while. I've been working hard and he's been working hard. So we're going to be chilling at least till tomorrow sometime.
Well, I'll be up early in the morning to get started.
He gets up early.
Yeah, I got to get started on that greenhouse. I got to make sure I get it in shape where we can beat this storm.
Yeah. And somebody was asking what all we would do before a storm. Well, this storm is not predicted to be a hurricane, but it could be a...
Well, they're saying a Cat 1. It could be a Cat 1.
Really, we won't do much of anything any different, but watch it for now. I don't go buy up stuff. We have everything we need.
No, we don't worry about anything like that.
I'm not a milk and bread type person and chips and candy bars and stuff. We have what we need. The day before, like if they say it's coming in tomorrow night, I would make sure I had things close at hand and had a list in my mind where everything is. If we had to go to the storm cellar, I would make sure we had blankets and, pillow and extra clothes just in case we get wet or something going down. Something to drink, something to snack on, and that would be it.
Ginger, send us some emails of that pictures of the things on your leaves, and we'll see if we can help you figure out what it is.
Yeah. So we're really, how many? This is about fourth, fifth storm. We've lost count.
I think it's the fourth one to hit the Gulf or something like that, maybe fourth or fifth. I don't even remember now.
And they dramatize them so much.
Oh, they do. They do.
Used to, when we were kids, you got this map, and you could put a dot every day, and you could follow where the hurricane was going.
Yeah.
Now they dramatize it so much that they predict from the get-go. Like this one's out in the Gulf. I mean, it hadn't even made it to the Gulf. No, it ain't even made it
to the Gulf. It's still in the Caribbean, and they're already telling us where it's going to hit.
And they're telling us where it's going to hit, and they're going to keep on. And if they predict Mississippi Gulf Coast, all right, it ain't even got in the Gulf yet. And by 2 days from now, they may say Louisiana Gulf Coast. And then another day, they'll say the Florida Gulf Coast. They swap you back and forth.
Chad, my favorite green bean is called a... Cherokee yellow wax bean. That is my favorite of everything. I mean, those things are so good that it's just unreal. The Cherokee yellow wax bean.
And we have some in my greenhouse. We're gonna, if these bugs don't leave my leaves alone, whatever it is on those, or what'd you call them? Leaf curl?
Some kind of leaf rollers or some.
Something is eating my leaves. How are the bananas doing? They're doing great. Hanging in there.
We could use the rain, I still don't have all my sweet potatoes out of the garden, so they probably will make them rot, but we need rain in our ponds. We have not had any rain all summer to amount to anything,
we could really use the rain.
We could use the rain. We just don't need the winds and stuff to tear up everything.
So we are hoping that out of this storm that we do get some rain out of it.
Yeah.
You need an insulated thimble
to go through the wall. Oh, thimble.
Do you need it? I guess she's asking, do you need one for the wood stove?
Yes, for the wood stove, you need an insulated thimble to go through any wall. Unless it's a brick wall. Now, if it's brick, you don't have to have it, but if it's not, it's got wood or sheetrock or anything like that in it, you need an insulated thimble so you got that air space to go through it.
Yeah, we had 4 named storms and still couldn't fill the ponds. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, we probably, would we get less than 3 inches out of everything?
And out of all storms combined, we got less than 3 inches, yeah.
And usually we get way more than that in one storm.
Trevor says, have you grew the Louisiana purple pod pole bean? No, I haven't done it, Trevor.
Can I grow oranges in Georgia 7B?
You should. Well,
That's a little.
that's a little
I
cool.
don't know.
But if you take care of them and build you a little thing around them where you can put a light in it, yeah, you can do it. Like a little 4 posts in the ground and some plastic around it in the wintertime. You can do it.
What can you put around the house to keep snakes out or something? Is there?
Snake away don't work. Mothballs is the only thing I've ever heard people use. It actually said, or lime. Lime does a really good job. But after it rains, you got to redo it unless you put it under the house.
What's with our lighting? We have no idea. It's our new webcam.
Yep.
The webcam makes us look dark and weird. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to order another webcam. This is getting old. I can still send this one back.
JJV Homestead said, lost all my onion seedings, can't figure out what went wrong. A lot of mine has died also. I will just wait and tell you that. A lot of mine has died. We were even thinking about just ordering from Dixondale.
Yeah, we were hoping to have. Last year we had such good luck with them, but I don't know if it's just too hot.
It's still too hot. That's all it is. It's just too hot.
What's eating potato leaves?
Probably flea beetles and grasshoppers and stuff like that. That's what's eating ours. And deer.
Yeah. Laurie says they are expecting 5 to 7 inches of snow tonight in Iowa.
Wow.
A lot of people, I think, is fixing to get snow. Have you ever made Satsuma jelly? No, I've not had Satsumas in years and years. It's been a long, long time. And we only ate them fresh. Have we tried passion fruit? Mine is loaded. We used to have some, and it was all over everywhere.
Yeah,
but for some reason, Danny kept killing them back, and we finally don't have any anymore.
I don't have any more. What white sweet potatoes do you like to grow? Well, we grow 2 different varieties. One of them just slipped my mind. The Triumph and the Nancy Hall.
Yeah.
Triumph and Nancy Hall.
Yeah. A lot of seeds failed this year. I think they have been eradicated. It's possible. No, eradicated.
That's what it's supposed to be, I think.
Okay. Well, we didn't have any problems last year hardly with the onions.
No.
This year, they came up though.
Oh, all of them come up, but then it's like they got, I don't know, it's like it was just too wet or too dry, and they all wilted and died. A lot of them are still growing, but not like they should.
Yeah, Trevor's saying how to get rid of snakes. Keep your yard clean and they won't stick around. That is the only reason.
That's the best way we find ours. Our neighbor's property next to us is all growed up, and they just, every one I've killed has been coming out of that property onto ours.
Yeah, when he messes with his pond, he's been digging in the pond, making it bigger, and he's taking
But he's cleaning it up, and it looks nice.
Yeah, and he cleaned out around it, making it look nice, but he's clearing the area where the snakes and turtles and stuff was.
Yeah.
So he's taken down the grass on the banks, and he's pulled the pond out and smoothed it and made it look nice, but that sends snakes. Every time he does that, we get snakes on our property, every time.
Every time then that's only because ours is clean and we can see the snake.
Yeah. They could be coming across, but, we had one on the pier this week.
We had one on the pier this week. We could see where he crawled through the dew at night.
Yeah, it was weird. You had this weird snake something.
Yeah.
So we know one came to the pond. They like water. He's not in the pond. We haven't found him, but...
I haven't seen him anywhere.
Dee says she has a recipe for it. If we don't we've got 8 or 10 on each tree, so I might have enough to make Satsuma jelly. I might would.
We'll see.
Be nice to try it. It's holes on leaves. What do you put on them? I don't know what.
Nothing. We don't even worry about it. I mean, ours. We got sweet potatoes down here by the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Looks like you shot them with a shotgun.
Yeah, because you're not going to do anything with the leaves. You're going to be digging up your potatoes shortly.
Yeah.
Any help for loper worms? I'm picking them off by the handfuls every day. What's a loper worm?
You can use what is it? BT, Versilia thuringiensis. That works good on any worms, and it's organic, so it should be not harmful anyway.
Miss Charlotte from Charlotte's Rub-a-Dub was on. She said, "How are you doing?" And we want to remember her husband too.
Okay.
It's her husband, or maybe husband and brother, or something. She's got a couple of people in her family that remember in prayer. Danny's doing pretty good for the most part, except he quit hurting himself with power tools.
Yeah, if I quit, see, like there, I smacked my hand, still bleeding. Then I drilled a screw through my finger, that finger.
What fruit tree do you wish you had that you don't have now?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I can't help it. I mean, I have them, but there's nothing better to me than to just go out and pull a fresh apple off a tree and eat it. To
we
me,
have apple trees, but they're not producing.
They're not producing apples right now. But I mean, that is or a pecan tree. I wish I had pecans.
We have 2 pecan trees.
They just don't bear like they're supposed to.
Not yet.
Not yet.
They're not old enough. Well, they're old enough. They just ain't done it yet.
Yeah. This year they had pecans on them. This year, but the squirrels toted a lot of them away.
Yeah. I would like a plum tree that produces. We have tried several plum trees and have yet to get a plum.
We have big plum trees, but they bloom out, but they never have no plums on
We'll
them.
not. This year we thought we were going to have
We
a
thought so.
bumper crop, and cold got them.
The cold got them. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're getting close to our time. We've got a few videos I'll tell y'all coming up. Oh, there was something I wanted to say.
You want to show that thing right there?
Oh, yeah, I do. I forgot. Let me see what the name is on this. John, well, Mr. John. We'll just say John. So
Mr. John.
So I don't give his name and address. All right. I'm going to show you what it kind of looks like. Here. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
And he is a part of the VFW Bikers, I think, and I'm in Arizona. Yeah, this is from John in Arizona. I don't get where I'm seeing it. It's gorgeous. He did a fine job.
Fantastic job
with that. So that's going to the cabin. Things like that we kind of take over to the cabin.
No, we do not have any pawpaw trees.
My cookbook, that's what I wanted to say. I don't have any in yet, so there's not any on Etsy, and I've had some people ask about them. You'll have to send me an email, and what I'm doing right now is I'm putting people's names down and hanging on to their email till my cookbooks come in, because it could be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, and then I'll put them back on Etsy and send you an email so you can order them, because last time I did PayPal and I did it by mail, and it got really confusing trying to keep up with all of it, so it's easier for me to do Etsy. And if you absolutely don't do Etsy, email me and I will do through the mail if I know you're sending it. So, somebody says, Danny and Wanda need a vacation at least for a day. Y'all look so tired working too hard.
Yeah, we bust our tails every day from daylight till dark.
And we may have a vacation one day, huh?
We might. Who knows?
Deep South tries sometimes. We haven't had a vacation in about 4 years, so it's getting time. I was trying to think if there was anything else. Seemed like I'm missing something somewhere.
Seems like there was something, but I don't remember what it was.
My video on the crock pot extravaganza, Croctober extravaganza. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it, because it was really good, wasn't it?
Yes.
Danny was really proud. Last Saturday, y'all got a glimpse of him trying to not tell you about my video. Y'all have to watch it and watch to the end, because Danny tries my food, and he loves it.
I love it. Does your book have gluten-free in it, they're asking?
Yes. Most everything in there is from the farm, easy to make. It's not a lot. I guess I had one lady send me a message and she says, well, I'm kind of disappointed. Says it's kind of the same recipes over and over. And the ingredients are all the same because that's what I grow. But I use them in a lot of different ways. So I guess that's it. I don't go to town and buy a lot of
We don't buy a lot of ingredients, yeah.
Um,
Danny, what do you think about the upcoming food shortages? Well, I have several videos out about food shortages, so I think if you go check my videos out, you'll find out what I think.
We just know you need to be prepared. If nothing else, 2020 should have taught people
Yes,
to prepare.
to prepare.
And I saw something on Facebook today and I thought it was pretty good. This one woman said, if nothing else, if you're worried about toilet paper, you should have already over the last few months bought you an extra roll or two or a few rolls up.
Yep.
Because everybody went in February and just went crazy over toilet paper. If you didn't do that and you don't have a stash and you may run out by the time you go to the store next Saturday, you might want to buy you a few extra rolls of toilet paper and stuff and a little bit extra food because food's usually more important than toilet paper and a little water.
I do have a question I want to ask.
Uh-oh.
I have a very serious question I want to ask all my subscribers. And I want to see if y'all have an answer, because I don't have the answer to this question. And I just realized it here this afternoon, and it's been a mystery to me. And this is the question. I want to see if anyone can answer it tonight or at any point you watch this video. Okay, here we go. In the state of Kentucky, why is it that everything in Kentucky has the word lick on it? It's either lick, licking, the creek's named Lick, places are named Lick. I've been going to email Jared from Flutie Lick Homestead there and just ask him if he knew why. But I mean, I've been looking all over Kentucky at creeks and lands and towns and stuff like that. Sometimes I just get these wild hairs. I want to do that kind of stuff, and I'm noticing the name Lick is in lots of the names of places. So I don't know what that word means in Kentucky.
Okay, Christy, I put one on Wanda King, but it is for Patreon. It's unlisted. And if you were able to see it, would you please email me and tell me that? Because people are not supposed to be able to see the unlisted videos unless they're on Patreon. So yeah, it'll show up on Patreon as Wanda King if you are on Patreon and you click it. And usually I put it on another thing. We have two different ones that I usually do that, and they're usually unlisted because I don't use Deepsouth to upload Patreon videos. If I
Lick is a crick. Rolling on the floor laughing. Okay,
Lick.
This is pretty good.
Licking, Missouri.
Licking,
Yep.
Missouri.
Ask
Slick
Lick.
Yep.
We're gonna. I told him I started to email Jared a while ago and
Big
just say,
Lick. See, Big Lick State Park.
Yeah, I mean, what is up with this? They have
we have a Lick skillet in North Carolina. I mean, what's up? Is Lick the same as a crick?
You're going to have to ask Flutie Lick. I think that's the funniest name ever. And I don't know Jared's last name. It may be Flutie for all I know.
No.
But I'm pretty sure it's not. But Flutie Lick is probably the name of a town or a creek or something around where he's at.
Our town was called Big Lick, Virginia.
So what is up
I
with
heard
this?
of French Lick, Indiana.
Salt licks in the rocks. I think it's because there are many salt licks. Is that it, maybe? Lickety split.
Lickety split, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just, every so often I get these wild hairs, and when I'm looking at land and creeks and towns and stuff like that, or different counties and states, my eye is just drawn to those kind
See,
of things.
Lizard Lick, North Carolina. So there has to be some
There's something behind
lick
the name
skillet.
Lick.
Wow. I don't know.
We have a Lick
log
Creek
and
too.
Lick skillet. Bone lick.
I've licked my chicken my fried chicken fingers. That's pretty cool.
What do you think about the working for y'all for, oh, Trevor wanted to come work and go squirrel hunting.
I don't know if we have anything. We don't even have any place to squirrel hunt, really. I mean,
You
everything
can't hardly
down.
shoot.
There's houses everywhere around us here. I mean,
They thought Lick was a salt block for animals. I don't know.
well, I mean, I know there is a salt block as a lick for animals. I do that. And there is salt licks.
Yeah, but is that what they're...
Trevor says my family lives in Lick Skillet.
Salt Lick Campground, Northern Tennessee.
A lick is a creek, Mary Beth says.
They keep saying a lick is a creek. Creek.
Creek, if that's the way they pronounce it in Idaho, a creek.
Yeah.
I live in Big Lick, Virginia, Flower Girl says. So, Lizard Lick in North Carolina is not a place you want to live. Some crazy
Way too
country
much.
folk out here.
Way too much tongue action going on here.
Knob Lick, Missouri. My Kentucky home.
You went there with this.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking a question, you know? I mean, I do notice all that stuff.
Maybe
I'll
it's
send a link on your email on Lick. Gypsy girl.
That's fine. That's kind of funny though. But we notice these weird things, and we just kind of get into crazy stuff.
I do. I notice anything crazy like that. I'm just that kind of person.
Yeah. Big Bone Lick State Park. According to the Kentucky Parks, the name of the park is located in Boone County. Daniel Boone, right? Comes from the salt licks deposited around the sulfur. It might be something like that, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. Okay, so
well, I mean, hey.
that may be what it used to say.
My mom
yeah,
used to say a cow lick. Hey, I used to have a cow lick right at the top of my head right
My
back
brother
there.
had one right here, and his hair stuck straight up right here in the front like this.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
I guess they call it a cow lick because the cow's tongue is so rough when it licks on something, it just pulls it straight up, you know.
Can we fill the pond with the well? We might could.
We
but
could,
don't
but by
want
the time I paid the electric bill, it would be, you know.
So I'm getting sleepy.
Abama Gardner, from Kentucky living, a lick is a little bit of something.
I don't know. That's why we were asking.
Deborah says, I'm in a lick skillet, named because they were so poor they had to lick the skillet.
Yeah.
Hey.
There may be different reasons.
There may be lots of different reasons for those things.
The Dutch from a short form of a Germanic personal name, Lidico. And it's a short
Form for the
lick.
compound name. Lick, okay.
A lick and a prayer. I've heard that too.
We have a Deer Lick Creek. Yeah, I mean, so.
Okay.
Okay.
We have Derelict Creek. Deerlick.
Deer Lick Creek, yeah.
Okay, I thought Derelict.
Both my boys had cow licks. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, Big Lick, Virginia, just down the street. Yep.
Yeah. Well. Alright, so I know we've got 2 or 3 videos maybe for this next week. He might work something up for porch time, and
JV,
I don't know that we'll...
JJV says, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll? I remember that.
1,
1, 2, yeah, 3. Yep.
3. Oh, Lord.
Do we like fermenting foods? No, we do not.
No. I'm not big on that kind of stuff.
Do you think we will have a colder winter this year? According to the grand solar minimum for the next 15 years, it's just going to get colder and colder. So
Yeah, Trevor, we've heard of poking grits for supper. You poke your feet under the table and grit your teeth.
Yep.
I remember my daddy would say that off and on.
Yep.
So, uh,
I remember people who wouldn't work at nothing, were just lazy. My dad used to say, they won't hit a lick at nothing.
yeah.
Remember that?
I won't hit a lick at
Won't
nothing.
hit a lick at nothing. Yeah.
Talking about lazy people.
Talking about lazy people. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, guys, we got to get off of here. Got to go in and have
All right, so
try to rest for a few minutes. Thank you, Julie.
Oh, she's in Idaho. 24 in the morning.
Ooh, 24 already, and it's just October.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we've got what was I fixing to say? Now it went out the window.
I don't know. I
Never
quit trying to read your mind. I get you in trouble.
Oh. What was I thinking?
I don't know. I just said we got to get off of here.
Yeah. All right, so put your prayer request up. And thank you guys for the super chats. There was 3 or 4 of them.
Yes, thank y'all so much for them. Really appreciate them.
Danny and I are working on solar over at the,
We
Danny
are.
is.
I'm working on the solar system at the cabin.
That's a biggie this
matter of
week.
fact, that's how I did this right here.
Yeah.
One of our solar panels didn't have any brackets with it, and I was trying to make a bracket with a drill press, and had a piece of metal in the drill press, and when I pulled the lever down, the drill bit caught it and spun it in my hand real quick, and it split the side of my hand open, and don't like it's ever going to stop bleeding.
This finger was a couple of days before. Working
on Wanda's greenhouse, I was trying to hold a board and put a screw in it, and the position I was in, I was having to push pretty hard, and when the screw went through the board, it just screwed my finger to the board on the back side because it went through it, and I was like, okay, let's just pray this thing comes out.
And he had to back the screw.
Then I had to unscrew the screw back out of it to take my finger off of it, so I was like, okay.
He's been clumsy this week, y'all.
Well, I'm in a hurry. I think that's what it is.
You gotta slow down.
Gotta slow down.
Slow down.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
We need to, could you pray for my son Joshua? The Lord knows the need. Okay. My back calms down. I can't walk right now. Supposed to get down to 20. And snow. Whew. It was over 80 just the day before, I think.
Wow. Well, now, it's been in the 80s and up to...
Well, the heat index has been in the 90s here, but the temperature has been in the high 80s.
And the wind coming in that window now is probably in the 60s.
Low
60s.
Low 60s. It's supposed to be in the low 50s in the morning.
We also want to remember, who did I tell you today? Somebody.
Well, we had one subscriber send us a message and said he had some problems, some addiction problems he wanted us to pray for, and we'll do that.
But somebody I told you today said, don't let me forget, and I done forgot. My mind went out the window.
I don't think I remember you telling me that.
And Miss Charlotte's on here. We want to remember her husband. Then, let's see. Eric from Life and Farmland. We do want to keep him in your prayers. And
Andy from his pancreas.
Andy's backyard.
Backyard garden or backyard. What?
He changed his name.
He changed his name. I just know it's Andy. I know Andy.
We know Andy.
Yeah. People change their names up so much.
Then JC from Boss's
Swamp.
Swamp. He seems to be doing pretty good.
He seems to be doing all right, but JC hides a lot of stuff really well.
But he is really doing a good job on what he's doing over there.
Yeah.
Or up there. He's way up there.
He's way up there in New Hampshire, yeah. Let's see, was there anyone else that sent us any messages?
I know Fred Stanley's going through his chemo treatment.
Yeah.
I know there was somebody, and it's just bugging me that I can't remember, but maybe I'll remember them in a little bit.
God knows. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
Oldest son's wedding is tomorrow. Pray it all goes well. Oh, great. Jennifer now.
Let's see.
I'm having a hard time shedding some extra weight. Thanksgiving is coming up, so prayers are needed. Unspoken. You know, the thing about unspoken prayer requests is that sometimes those are probably the most intimate ones with God. They're so private that it's just between you and God. I have unspoken prayer requests all the time. I don't even tell Wanda, you know.
Melissa from Melissa's, well, she was Homestead Mama.
Yeah, we just know her from Melissa's Homestead Mama. Natural, yeah. She's changed her channel up.
Yes, that was one of them, I know, but there was still somebody else.
Yeah.
I remember Melissa was one of them.
And our country, and you know, the wildfires, the election.
Wildfires was one.
The election, the wildfires that's in Colorado right now, they're just bad.
Yeah.
You know, so there's just lots of things to be praying for. And for this storm coming in. Get a fence built to keep the trespassers out. Well, I'd be honest with you.
Heart, yeah.
Be honest with you, a fence ain't gonna keep a trespasser out if he wants to get in.
Yeah. But they should, if they can, they should have fences.
Everybody should have a fence up.
That should be your first priority when you get your land, is to get your fences up.
When you move on a homestead, your first priority should be clearing fence rows and putting up new fences. Because
you have so many people, like when Danny first moved out here, they were used to going through his property to get back in the back and hunt. And they thought just because he put a house there, they didn't care. They just rode right past his house and kept going.
Yep.
It took him 2 years to stop.
It took me 2 years to get these guys stopped, and I finally did it though.
You know, it's crazy, but people are if they're used to doing something, they don't care if it's the law or not. They still want to do it.
It's called a good old boy mentality. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to pray before we can get off of here. Father, we thank you for the night. We thank you for the rain today. That was a blessing. We really needed that. It was a good, gentle rain, came during the night and watered our land because we were just powder dry, Father, and we thank you for that. You always seem to come through right at the last moment. And Father, with so many prayer requests that's going up here tonight, I would ask that you would look upon each and every one of them with a kind heart and answer them, Father, so that people can have relief and can have comfort. And there were those that had addictions, Lord, that wanted prayer requests. We're praying for those that needed to lose some weight. Father, have a problem with that, and we pray that they have that ability to do that. And weddings, we remember seeing weddings, Lord, and pray that as two people join their lives together, that they'll realize the severity of it, and it'll be a lifelong commitment, Father. They'll enjoy one another to their fullest. And Lord, the ones that are sick with cancer, ones that's been in rehab, all the different ones, Father, that was mentioned here tonight, we just pray for everybody, Father. And look, there's people here looking for homesteads still, and we pray that you'll guide them to the right homestead, and a place that they can live, and a place that they can enjoy and raise their own food, or raise their family, or whatever their goals or desires are, Father. I pray that you would grant them to them. And Lord, just be with Wanda and I as we try to do your will. I just pray that you'll guide us and grant us the desires of our hearts. And Lord, I always say, bless us that we might reach out and bless others, Father, because that is our desire now. And go with us through the remainder of the night. Help us to all rest comfortable. We might be able to rise tomorrow. Thank you for what little coolness we get. It's always a blessing to have some cool air. And Father, we just, it helps the land to get a breath of fresh air here. So thank you for watching over us this week and keeping the harm's way from us. And Lord, we just ask that you just go with us now and forgive us where we failed you and grant us the desires of our hearts. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay.
I do know one thing, as we clean up around here,
okay,
we have been getting rid of some things that other homesteaders may need. And Danny and I are trying to figure out what to do with it so that if people live in the area, just like the sugar cane right now, if you live close enough
to get sugar cane and you want to come get some, it's $1 a stalk.
Just let us know.
Let us know.
As we do the clean outs around, we're going to have some metal. It's going to be kind of
I have.
odd sizes?
Well, I'll have some tin. It's 3 feet wide. It'll be random lengths. It'll be anywhere from 4 foot to 10 or 12 foot long. All different colors.
Some of it's used.
Some of it's used. There's a little bit of it's new, but most of it's been used.
Yeah.
It's not rusted up or anything like that. It's just I've got to get rid of it, and I hate to just haul it to a dump.
Yeah, if somebody could use it. We're going to have some boards eventually, but not. What did you say with the boards? It was going to be some odd.
Until I get through with my projects, I don't really know how much of that I'm going to have.
But the metal will be soon.
The metal will be pretty soon. I've got a hand tiller.
Yeah, that was.
I've got a tiller it's a front tine tiller that you can take the tines off. It's got tires that goes on it and plows that go with it. I got to make sure it still runs okay. The lorries were the last people to use it. And if it runs okay, I'm probably going to sell it for a couple $100. We've got so much stuff that we don't need that somebody else might need.
Yeah, we're in the point to, if you need it, there's going to be things here in the house when we start, because we're going to clean the whole house too.
Yeah.
It's just that Wanda's got to get through canning.
We've got a lot of canning to do. Yeah.
And so if it's something we haven't used in a while, that's what we're going to be getting rid of. It's not stuff that we see a need for us, but we know as starting homesteaders, sometimes you may want something that you would purchase secondhand. And if we have it, that's something that we're thinking of doing. Because we don't need as much things as we have, and we know that.
We know that. We've got too much stuff, and we know that.
Old clothes and stuff's going to the dump. I've tried the garage sale thing, and we've tried putting it as a second-hand thing. Danny and I brought enough clothes here for 4 people when I came, and I've added to that since I've been here. And so clothes is a biggie that's got to go away and go down to a minimum. We're trying to minimize things.
Trying to minimize as much stuff as we can. I have a goat milking stand that I will sell pretty cheap.
Yeah, you did. I remember you did build one.
I have one of those. I mean, there's just so much stuff. We don't plan on doing goats anymore. We've got rabbit cages.
That was the other one, rabbit cages.
We've got rabbit water bottles. We've got rabbit feeders. I mean, we have all this stuff that we would sell really cheap.
I'm thinking of putting it on Facebook in the Facebook group on Deepsouth Homestead Gathering Place. Like I may, if we come across something, I may put a post up that, because a lot of people in that group live close enough that they don't mind, because this is stuff we can't ship. Nothing we can ship. We've got a lot of books that I don't know how to do that, because we got just gobs and gobs of books that are older books that Danny and I never look at that would benefit some people, because they don't have the books we have. We have a lot of newer books that we keep, but a lot of the older ones on different subjects, it's just hard to know, because you can't have garage sales like you used to.
Right.
So it's hard to know how to do stuff and get rid of what we want to get rid of. So I don't know, but hopefully on Deep South Gathering Place, I will start adding something along. We got rid of a refrigerator yesterday.
Yeah, we sold one of our refrigerators yesterday. We blessed a lady with that. She'd been looking one for a long time, and she just happened to find out we had one, and that's exactly what we done with it. We was able to bless her, and she was just tickled to death.
Yeah. So, in order to keep moving forward at Deep South, we have to clear up, reestablish, and redo. That's our goal for this year, or the next year, right?
Yeah.
This year's been all about getting things done, getting projects done, and we're still not there. We're going to finish up a lot of projects, but next year's about smoothing it all out, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. Aletha Thornton says, awesome, I may could use the tin and the rabbit cages. I'll be sure to watch the group.
Aletha, message me if you want to, and that way I'll know. We can kind of give you some ideas. It says all preppers channels not up to date. Y'all, there's somebody said something, sent me a message or something, said there are Patreon and YouTube is starting to block channels that say very much about the election, the 2 that are running for the election, or the 3 or 4 that's running for the election. You have to be very, very careful.
Very, very careful.
And so we've not put up a whole lot
That's
about that
yeah.
because you can't go into too much detail one way or another. And you can say generalities and you can stay reasonably focused on, like Danny does on Porch Time, but you can't talk about individualism.
Right.
So you have to be very, very careful.
Okay. Anyway, we thought we'd throw that out there. Just keep watching the group. As we have things that we come across we're going to get rid of, we'll put it up on there. And if you're interested, just let us know, because we hate to just throw it away. And we wouldn't charge a whole lot for anything, probably. So, you know.
Sherry Mize says she's going to send an email too.
Okay. And
Alita,
yeah. Okay. Guys, we got to get off here. Wanda and I still got things to do tonight.
I'm headed to the cabin. We ain't doing nothing.
Sure that you guys need to get to bed, especially those on the East Coast. So, thank y'all once again for watching us. We love you and we appreciate you. And we will see you, I guess, in what we call it, the next video.
Maybe.
Maybe so.